Hey guys, welcome back to Knife Mania. Uh, Obviously my footage is not for kids, and I clicked that, so cheers. Knife Mania, right? Anyway, what I want to talk to you about is here in Michigan, October, November, December, and even in January are when most people start getting into knives. It's when you're a young boy or gal, and all of a sudden your family is like, let's go hunting. And you don't understand it, you can't comprehend it until you get out there and do it. You go through the hunter safety course, you buy your tags, or your parents buy your, excuse me, buy your tags. And I don't care if you're out there hunting with a slingshot. Well, actually, I should say September, October, November, December, January. 5 months out of the year here in Michigan all evolves completely around hunting. So I don't care if you're hunting with a slingshot, a bow. This is probably the first time you guys ever see my bow, but it's a Hoyt Power Max. It's not a cheap bow, but it's not like a Super Matthews or a G5 or anything like that. But I'll tell you what, I don't miss. And I've shot competitions with this bow. It's just something I love. It's something I cherish. It's not super light, but it's not heavy. It's not super long, but it's not short and compact. Well, yeah, it is. I think it's 30 inches from axle to axle. Uh, 65 pound draw weight. I got it maxed out right now, so I don't know. Can I even still? Oh, yeah. Problem is, letting it back down. Rule of thumb, anyone who's watching, never dry fire a bow. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about, my QAD is still, there we go, is knives. Because 9 out of 10 times, either you're into camping, you're into bushcrafting, and if you're into both of those, chances are you're into hunting. Now I want to go through and show you some cheaper knives to my holy grail, which is right there on my wall as far as hunting knives. Oh hell, I don't know where to start. Let's start with the cheapest. And oh crap, I forgot to pull one out. There it is. Alright, now I'm still working on those two custom knives, which would work. The utmost cheapest bottom line barrel knife I would use for hunting is right here. This is a Mora. Well, this is the more robust, but a Mora 5. What is it? A 511 will work. Okay, you'll get a feel for a lot of my hunting knives that I actually use. I don't like a big blade. I don't, because when you're actually cleaning an animal, you got deer. You're reaching up inside. You're cleaning around the rib cage. You got to reach up there, cut the esophagus. You don't necessarily need a big blade. You don't want a heavy blade. But you want a blade that's short, that's sharp, that'll stay sharp as long as possible. You want a good handle on it so you can get some grip, because your hands are going to get, let's just say, wet. Okay, I'm not going to go into details about that. So, I mean, if you're on a budget, you want to go hunting, pick up a 511. It'll suit you fine. And there's something rattling outside. Anyway, sorry. So, you'll get a feel. I like smaller blades for my hunting. The next cheapest one, now it's a little bit bigger, little bit. You guys seen this knife on my channel a lot. My Cold Steel Finhawk. Again, lots of grip, lightweight, easy to carry on your hip, in your pack, whatever. Sometimes I gotta hike in a mile, 2 miles, and then I gotta process my game with the tag and haul it out of the woods back to my property and then still transfer it home. So, the lighter the better. A lot of people say, well, you need stainless. A lot of people say you need carbon. I don't care about that. Now, a knife that really surprised me, that just was dumbfounding to me, is this little itty bitty Geotech. I think it's a number 11. Let me pull it out. Yep. Geotech number 11. I mean, it's so small, I'll hook it right there. It's basically the same size as my hand. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see. I don't have the best lighting in here yet, guys. This little knife works great. And everyone's like, well, Brian, you need a big knife. You need this, that. No, you don't. You just need a really sharp knife, and you need it to be very nimble when you're cleaning your game. Skinning's a whole nother situation. We're not going there right now. But traditionally here in Michigan, buck knives. Buck 110s, buck 112s, buck 119s. Now I got a buck 110, and I got a buck 119. This was my father's. And to tell you the truth, I don't think I ever seen him clean a deer with this. Because he always used, hold on, well, there's one right there, but again, not a big blade. You know, maybe the size of my palm, a little bit longer with the edge. Gut hook. He always used this knife or my grandpa's knife. And again, these knives are not big, guys. This knife came straight from Germany. Olsen Knife Company, Solgen, Germany. But that's my grandpa's knife. It's a beautiful knife. Put that back. But no, my dad always used this one or this one. And believe me, he cleaned plenty of deer. But a lot of people in Michigan swear by buck knives. And my dad carried this in his pocket for ages. Again, not a very big knife. Now, I know a lot of hunters. Now, this is a hefty knife. Probably not something I would use for cleaning game. A lot of people do. I wouldn't. But it is a buck 119. But this has brass rather than aluminum. And rather than this being the buck 420, this is the 5160 spring steel. Yes, dear. Well, bring her in here. People would probably like to see her on the YouTube channel. Come on in. Come on in.
Hi.
Say hi, baby girl. Booger butt.
Say hi.
Daddy's talking about hunting knives.
Hi.
Considering it's October and Daddy's getting ready to go hunting. So, anyway, guys, sorry about the interruption, but it's always good to see my baby girl, isn't it? And the missus. Not to be underrated. Baby girl comes first. She knows that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I took my own interpretation of my dad's hunting knives and the buck knives, and I made this. This one's made for 5160. It's got a hickory handle, solid 1/4 inch brass rivets going all the way through, brass hilt, mirror polish. But this is a custom made knife that I made. I made it for myself. And again, not super big, very small, very nimble. That way you're able to use the tip, you're able to puncture, you're able to do whatever you need to do. Now, you guys know me, I love my bushcraft knives, the whole 9 yards, but Scandinavian knives in particular, not even the Scandi grind, they were made as working knives. Something that's lightweight. Now you'll pay the money, and this blade is obviously quite large compared to what I like to use. But it's a Healy. You can't go wrong with a Healy. Under $200, it's a good stainless steel. If you want to use it for bushcraft, you gotta sharpen the spine. If you're not going to use it for bushcraft, you're going to use it for hunting. Very good knife, okay? So far I've showed you knives that go from literally like $5 up to this one, which is like I think I paid $180 for this one. Okay. Now, what do I use? What have I used? What do I like to use? Well, my CX is a great camp knife. It's a great bush knife. It's made by Bark River. It's the CX out of A2 steel. But honestly, it's so heavy. I mean, it's just too damn heavy when you're hiking and packing and everything else. So CX, yes, you can use it. Believe me, it's great in the kitchen. I use that thing in the kitchen like every day. But one I used for a while, you guys seen this knife a lot, is my Bark River Puku. Oh, I got like wax or something. I don't know. I gotta clean it. But this knife's out of CPM 3V. Again, it's not a big knife. You know, it's... There you guys go. You know, from thumb to my pinky is 6 inches, roughly. Maybe 8. I don't know. But, I mean, it's not a big knife. So, what is my all-time favorite? And you guys seen it. You have not seen me use it. It stays on my wall for a reason. That way I don't grab it and use it for something stupid. But it is another Bark River. Now this is over a $300 knife. This is my Bark River Bob Loveless Design Classic Drop Point. Why do I love this knife? A, super lightweight. B, the blade is super short like I like. So even when you're doing skinning, you can get in there, do your job. You can reach up inside, cover the tip, do your job. Those of you who are hunters, you know what I'm talking about. But if you can get one of these, I know it's a lot of money. I know it is, guys, ladies, gentlemen. It is buku bucks for a hunting knife. And it's a knife that you would have to set aside strictly for hunting. But this knife is my all-time favorite. It fits my hands the best. And with that burlap micarta, man, it gets a little bit wet. It gets almost tacky, even when you're wearing gloves. And you can do everything you need to do. On top of it, it's out of Elmax, so it won't dull. I have literally gone through and field dressed and skinned and processed 3-hole deer with this knife and not had to sharpen it once. Okay? That's a big difference. This hunting knife, my grandpa's, I've had to sharpen twice, and that's on one deer. This one, and this is a custom-made knife. I've had to sharpen, I think, 2 or 3 times when cleaning out 3 deer. So, you know, you kind of get what you pay for. When you're looking for a hunting knife, let me put this back up. And now go right there. Ugh. All right. When you're looking for a hunting knife, there's certain things you need to look for. A, you need a good tip, okay? And it doesn't have to be astonishing strong, but it has to be sharp. It has to be a sharp tip knife, okay? Second, you're looking for either a convex or a full flat or a long convex grind. Third, you don't want anything too big, because once you get up inside the chest cavity of your animal, and I don't care if it's rabbit, squirrel, deer, elk, bear, boar, you don't want to get up there and start slashing and dicing. Especially your initial cuts when it's along the belly. There's certain things you do not want to puncture, so you want to make sure the knife blade length is something you can control, something that you can cover the tip if you need to, whatever you need to do, because you don't want to ruin the meat. You know, you put forth all this time tracking, laying out, figuring out the trails, figuring out the herd, figuring out where they're moving, where they're not moving, what they're eating, what they're not eating, what times they're moving, the whole 9 yards. I mean, all that plays a factor. And when you put all that effort and time and money into hunting, you want great placement of your shot, regardless if it's with a bow, a slingshot, a firearm. I don't care what you use. You want to make sure you got proper shot placement. And then when it comes to processing the animal, you don't want to ruin the meat. You put all that into it, so you want to be able to fill your freezer. You want to be able to feed your family. You know, yeah, okay, you got proper shot placement, the whole 9 yards. You took the animal quickly. The animal didn't suffer. But then you're sitting there and you're literally butchering this animal like a caveman with a club. Okay, no. So you want to make sure sharp point. Your blades need to be super sharp. You want to make sure you got a blade that will continue to cut, even if you got to sharpen it. I don't care if it's a cheap gas station knife, as long as it's got the right edge and you can sit there and sharpen it or strap it, you're good. You don't have to spend, $300-400 on a knife. You can spend literally $5 on a Mora. On a Mora 511, and it'll suit you great. It really will. Or a Mora Companion, or a Mora Garberg, or any Mora will do it. Same thing with the Cold Steel Finhawk. Now, Cold Steel makes the Outdoorsman, which is another awesome option. My Geotech, number 11. Super small knife. Super, super awesome for cleaning small game and even large game. My custom-made knife. My grandpa's knife. My dad's knife. Traditional bucks. But again, with the Buck 119, it's kind of big. Healy makes awesome hunting knives. This one is not a hunting knife, but it is a Healy. Yes, I could use it. No, I don't want to. The same thing with my CX. Could you use it? Absolutely. It will slice and dice and cut and do everything you need it to, but it's heavy. So that would bring up another point, weight. So, the Puku from Bark River. That will work awesome. Another thing you want to make sure is cleaning out your blades. Okay, make sure your blades are clean, guys. Guys and gals. I'm trying to think if I have any more options to show you. Oh, of course, my everyday carry, my Benchmade Freak. This would work as well. It's not too big. It's good. It's sturdy. It's not going to hurt you. And you can do whatever you need to do. However, it's a little slick when it gets wet. But other than that, you could use your pocket knife. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you go out hunting, remember point, edge geometry. Steel is important, but it's not so much, especially if you're just cleaning one animal. And practice your hand safety, because when you're reaching into a deer, you're going in blind. You can't see what you're doing. You don't want to cut yourself. So I figure I bring this up, and considering this weekend, today's Thursday, Saturday morning, I'm getting up early. I'm leaving here probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going up to my property, set up the deer blinds, the whole 9 yards. Maybe I'll do some filming up there. Most likely not. I'm going to be busy. But the whole following weekend and the whole week afterwards, I'm going to be up there hunting. So I'll definitely do some footage and try to show you a couple things. But yeah, no, I'm sorry this video is so long. It's going on 22 minutes. But it's been a long time since I made a video. I want to let you guys know I'm still here. I'm still doing this. I've been very busy with work. Been busy with family, as you've seen. My daughter's almost a year old. In fact, today she's seen the dentist for the first time. So I've been quite busy, guys. Ladies and gentlemen. So, as always, keep your knife sharp. Keep your fingers out of the way. Be safe, guys. Later.